Shalom, shalom. We want to say all praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Hawakapadash. Double honor to the apostles who was in quantum of great millstone who were well. Shalom to the sincere brethren, acting on the across the four winds and four corners of the globe, pushing the truth, the good news of Yahweh Shai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and proclaiming the downfall of Esau Edom, the so-called white man and his wicked empire. So this video is going to be a World War III update. World War III update. The U.S. military captures Maduro, man. Maduro and his wife are in Venezuela, Caracas, Venezuela, which is a beautiful thing because this is all a part of the World War III dynamic. You understand? The U.S. military being uplifted with great pride, man. Getting ready for the this World War III battle, man, with Russia, China, and ultimately with Yahweh Shai, with Yahweh Shai and the angels, man. But this is a beautiful thing because this is the U.S. back in a war footing spirit. They just invading countries, man, invading Venezuela and taking the president. So it's to be seen the next steps. You know, I mean, DJ Trump is about to speak anytime now, but all of this is in line with biblical prophecy, end time prophecy, and what Yahweh Shai will say, what Yahweh Shai say will be happening in these last days and times. This is from Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall have wars and rumors of wars, which it was a rumor for a long time. Oh, they're gonna make a move on Venezuela. They're doing this, they're doing that, and they did it, man. Just last night or early this morning, as you would see. You understand? They ran in Venezuela, they bombed Caracas, is sending the special forces commanders, and they got Maduro and his wife. You understand? And I think they flew them out of the country. I don't know, they say they're coming to New York, I don't know, wherever. But they got them, man. Now, what's going to happen in Venezuela? You're going to see what Maduro's supporters do, man. Whether all hell is going to break loose in Venezuela or what's going to happen, man. But we know ultimately that play was for the oil in Venezuela, man. As Venezuela has the most proven oil reserves in the world. So we know they're going to install a puppet. The U.S. is going to try to install a puppet that fits their agenda, man. Just like they have done all around the world in their doings. And Trump is the man for that, man. Trump, you don't give a SHIT. So he just he just gonna do what he wanna do, man. And he have the so-called strongest military in the world at his behest. So he's gonna be doing his thing, which is a beautiful thing. So this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 5. For many shall come in my verse 6, and ye shall have wars and rumors of wars, see that you be not troubled. So we not troubled. We understand, yeah, these things must happen. We're not all shaking up and bugged out. We understand, like, yo, shit, yeah, this is to be expected. I'm thinking like Cuba next, man. Who knows, man? You understand? You spoke about Iran. They have to come back up to the forefront also, man. Definitely, because that's according to biblical prophecy. The least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of the flock being the state of Israel. And who's the state of Israel number one enemy? The Iranians, man. So we know that's bubbling back up too, because they were just protesting Iran, and Trump saying he's going to intervene if Iran kill protesters. So hey, man, this man, I'm going to get that. He never keeps at home, man. He in everybody affairs, man. He's a busybody, meddling in everybody affairs. You understand? Yeah. So this is book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall have wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So all these things must have come to pass, but we know we still have to get the chip out there. You know what I mean? Jacob's trouble, full-fledged. The collapse, the martial law, so on and so forth. But the main thing is RFID chip, the mark of the beast have to come full-fledged. But these things are going to be happening. These different build-up for World War III. These different build-ups for World War III is going to be happening, man. Like invasions of Venezuela, taking on Maduro, different happenings, whether it be in the Middle East, definitely in the Middle East, in Europe, in the Caribbean, Latin America, even here domestically. different happenings. He deployed the National Guard to Los Angeles and Chicago, so on and so forth, man. These things have happened. But we always have to stay steady-minded and patience and like, yo, mark of the beast. Jacob's trouble. There has to be an economic collapse, man. These things is gonna happen. It has to happen. You understand? But this is another faith booster. I really this is another I told you so to the world. Like, yo, we told you that this devil was on timing, man. Was on this timing, man. But you people don't listen. You people never listen, man. Find out in Habakkuk. This book of Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine. The wine is his different philosophies, ideologies. Like, you want to push you out that democracy. Oh, your country not democracy. We got to bring democracy to your country. And that's what you're doing. No, Maduro is a dictator. So we got to remove him and put in a democratic elected president. Nah, nigga, you just want the oil. You know what I mean? You want the influence and oil of Venezuela, man. Because that's boku money, mucho dineros that U.S. multinational corporations are going to have. Oh, man, they're about to make so much money, man. Off of that oil, off of access to that oil in Venezuela, man. They don't care about no poor Venezuelans, man. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, verse 5. He also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, cancel, neither keepeth at home. Striking Venezuela, man. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Done. So gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto himself all people. America is not known as the melting pot. Right? Shall not all take this parable up against him, and they taunt and proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Done. So you're going into Venezuela to take the oil, which is not his, man. You went to Iraq, same thing. Or you had the good brother from Hawaii, he was speaking about, because he was out there in Iraq during the Iraq invasion. He was talking about how they plundered Saddam Hussein's wealth, man. When they invaded Iraq, they plundered his wealth. Increases that which is not his. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunt and proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that laid in himself with thick clay, which goes into debt. But you know what? The debt continues increasing day by day, man. I think it's 38 trillion right now. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunt and proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that laid in himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. So this is going to the end times, guys. Ultimately, Esau is going to continue his, especially the U.S. military, the U.S. hegemony is going to be continued, prompted up with great pride, man, for that great fall. Yahweh Shem Yahshua is doing this strategically, man, so his name can be glorified, man. What great power is this that brought down Babylon the Great, man? That's why Yahweh Shem Yahshua is doing this, man. Because his name has to be uplifted with great glory, man, towards the destruction, the downfall of this place, man. So the American military has to be at the zenith of its power for when the Lord starts to bring it down, man. And this is demonstrating part of the prowess of the American military. They just went in there, bombed the shit out of Venezuela, Caracas, took Maduro, captured him. Some gangster shit, man. That's beautiful, man. Because the Lord loved that, man. So when the Lord take this man out, it's like, damn, who took out Babylon, man? Who took out America, man? How shy. That's why Jeremiah 16 says what it says. I might get that too. Because Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So basically, how was Babylon founded? And the rape, robbery, and murder of the Native Americans and the Negroes. You understand? And what did America, Babylon the Great, continue in its history to do? War among them, man. Like I said, invaded many countries, man. Vietnam, Iraq, so on and so forth, man. So there's a lot of blood in the establishment of Babylon the Great, and throughout the course of the history of Babylon the Great being made a great empire, man. A lot of blood and bloodshed, man. So, hey, you're gonna have to answer for that blood, and it's gonna be a great fall for Babylon the Great. But in the meantime, before that, the Lord is gonna increase you to a point of great pride, so that when He take you out, it's a great wonder. So Romans chapter 9 verse 17, for the scriptures said unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up. Because the Lord raised up Pharaoh, so He raised up Babylon, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. God. So the Lord raising up Babylon the Great, raising up the great American military, raising up the great American military, so that when the Lord take this bitch out, man, it's like, yo, who that? Who did that? Revelation 18 goes into that. Who did that? That was Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai that did that, man. The power, the God of Israel, man. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 16. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 15, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, and shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Because Egypt to this day is the greatest deliverance out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither He had driven them, and I will bring them again. Salakia. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. Why is it going to be switched out from great deliverance from Egypt to the great deliverance from the land of the north? Because this is going to be the greatest deliverance known to man, man. Meaning that what? America has to be lifted up, man. America has to be at its zenith for when the Lord take this place out, man. For when the Lord getting ready to deliver the children of Israel. You understand? So that's why it's going to be renowned that, oh shit, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands where He had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Done. So, He will bring us again into the land that He given unto our fathers. But nonetheless, it's a World War III update. The U.S. military doing their thing. It's beautiful. That's done. They invaded Venezuela. Now we're gonna see what China and Russia says about this. We're gonna see what China and Russia says about this. Which this is putting them on notice to get their shit even more on point too, because they're gonna be the chief adversaries that the Lord used to come up against Babylon the Great. So they have to be on more point. They see shit like this, like, oh shit, we gotta get more on point. You know what I'm saying? Russia and China and North Korea, these different countries, man, because they were so-called allies of Venezuela, man. So we're gonna see what their next moves be, as they intertwine in this too. Nonetheless, but hey, this is a beautiful thing, man. So what are you about Shimmy Shop giving us insight, the knowledge, understanding of how to understand these different happenings in the earth, especially when it comes to geopolitics and military movements. Hey, so with that, hope you brothers and sisters were edified. I want to say our praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harutak, Kodash. Give honor to the apostles, was Quantum of Great Millstone of the World, and Shalom to the elect. Family, Inshallah, Abad Babal.